blimey. Am I sponsored by Nova? No, I'm bloody not. Just because I got a Nova Engines box sitting there like that. Yeah. Someone said that to me the other day. Oh, blimey, really? Well, that would be nice, wouldn't it, eh? Bloody hell, I'd have all the engines I could ever want. Trouble is, I don't race. I'd just be collecting engines. Nah. Anyway, look at this. Thunder Tiger. What's it? Something or another. Fantastic looking little car. No radio gear. Don't know how well the engine runs. I've been told it runs. I've been told it ran the last time that it was used. Which is strange, really. Yeah. It's just like when they say, when you buy a car, a real car. Does it run? It ran when it was parked. Ah. Okay. Or you can get the other one. Yeah, it ran the last time I drove it. You sarcastic bastard. I've been told it runs and it runs well. However, I don't know that. So it's going to be a will it run? Will it run? I don't know. We'll stick a bit of radio gear in it. We'll have a look at it. See what it's all about. I've got to do a little thing because it's got... We'll have a look at it. And some of you lot will already have seen it because I did unbox this in the other video when I was mending the FG Marder. Put all new suspension shocks all around that. It's a 4-wheel drive FG Marder. Rewind. If you want to see that, happy days, go and have a look. I suggest you stick here for a little while though. So, yeah, I unboxed it and it's got one of those funky body mounting kits on it where you're meant to put either Velcro or magnets. I've got one on the drift car which is sitting up there, see it? That Evo. And on the Skyline as well, got both of them, different types, magnets. It's got the kit, but it hasn't got the magnets, but it's got body posts, and I much prefer body posts. You know, I prefer just putting R-clips in, taking them out, whatever. It's better than bloody magnets. I don't know, different types, different people. I could just put some body posts in it, but I haven't got any. So what I'm going to do is drill 2 holes in these metal ones so I can just stick our clips through. But we'll do that afterwards. What should we do first? What do you reckon? Normally, on these unknown cars, where we don't know if it runs or how well it runs, I'm very eager. I like to get the engine running first. Now and again I might switch it up and get the old electrics plugged in as well. What do you reckon that I should do this time? Yeah, I'm along the same sort of line as you. I'm thinking the same. Oh really? Oh, did you hear old Sophie in the background there? Do the electrics first. Huh. What's the matter with you? Don't know. I'm going to do the engine first. Sorry, Soph. I'm doing the engine first. Even Manuel over there, he's sign languaging to me, engine, do the engine. Alright. Engine it is, come on. Get a bit closer. Why do you always sit so far away? I mean, you're the sort of people, I bet you sit so far away here now, but when you go down the cinema, you're one of these people that sits on the very front row, aren't you? Great big TV screen, and you sit there like that because you're sitting on the front row and you can't see, and everything's like right up in front of you. You're one of them. I know you are. I can tell from here. I don't know. There's some crazy people about. Right. So, here we go. I can't believe this. I've been itching to do this. You know, there's so many things I should be doing right now. And I know I say it on every video, but there really is. The other day I was driving around in the camper van, the old Talbot Express, and all of a sudden the brakes decided to get stuck on the back right. And they got so hot that they just stuck on and stayed there. But when I let them cool down, now the pedal goes right to the floor. It's still got brakes, and the brakes are better than they ever were, but the pedal was right on the floor. Really, I should be going to look at that, because either it's got so hot that the wheel cylinder on the drum, the seal's gone and all the fluid's coming out all over inside the drum, or there was an airlock in it. The heat's made the air bubble dissipate and it's gone somewhere, which is why the pedal now goes to the floor, because there's a big gap which has now been filled with fluid, but there's a gaps at the top of the master cylinder, so the pedal goes to the floor and it took the fluid out. Something's happened to it, I don't know what. Really, I should be going to look at that, because I've got a camping trip coming up relatively soon and I'm going to need brakes for that. But I've been dying to have a look at this and get this going ever since it was sent to me by a good old channel member. I've been absolutely dying to get this, to hear it run, and just to get radio gear in it so I can go and give it a drive, because it's bloody fantastic. Look at it. Anyway, I've been dying to do it, so let's get it going, and I can go and sort the camper van out later on. There's loads of cobwebs everywhere, fairies and whatnot else, but we've got a mixture of nitro. Don't know what it is. It's something. Sits there with the lid off just to make sure it sucks in extra moisture, make it a bit more wetter than it already is. Let's stick some in the tank. We'll do a full tank, why not? About 4 years ago, I would have gone out on the driveway with a little car like this and given it a drive around. Can't do it now. Got Happy Harry living next door, so I can't go out there and do that type of thing anymore, because he'll do his bollocks, to be quite blunt about it. And I'm not in the mood to have a foreigner shouting at me today. So, we need a glue starter. Let's pick this one. What we got here? XTM Racing Glow Starter. Now let's see, this has been a bit dicky, this one. I've been trying to revive it because it's one of my favourites. So let's get a glow plug and see if it's holding its charge now. It's been on the shelf there with a full charge for about a week. Oh yes, it's starting to hold its charge now. Oh, I couldn't be happy with that. Great. So we'll use this glow plug. No radio gear in it as yet. Alright, that's strange. Oh, it's just very stiff. I thought the servo was seized up, but it's not. It's just extremely stiff. That's alright. Really, I probably should put radio gear in it first, but I don't care. So, a little bit of primage. Love the pink fuel pipe, by the way. That primed. Good old Thunder Tiger exhaust. I had someone recently say to me, I bought a brand new car, Thunder Tiger something or another it was, and he said the build quality is not very good. I said, what's the matter with it? I said, Thunder Tiger are normally good, you know. And he said, well, the exhaust hasn't got the nipple on it. And straight away I knew what he meant. Normally on an exhaust you have a little nipple like that, which is where your pressure pipe attaches. But Thunder Tigers and probably some other brands, they don't do that. They just have a hole that you poke the pipe through. He said, well, they've forgotten to put the nipple on the exhaust pipe. I said, no, they don't do that. They don't do that. They you just poke it through. You just have to poke it through on these ones like that. That's what you do. That is literally it. Poke it through. Right, let's hear it run. I can't wait for this. Here we go. That runs like a dream. Cool. Fantastic. Well, let's put this back on. I only took it off because I wanted to make sure that the... because sometimes it can trick you. Sometimes, if this... with these types of carburetor, right? With these types of carburetor where you've got the little arm that goes sometimes that little nut can come loose and you've moved it and you think right, but if the throttle itself inside, yeah, the butterfly is seized up, the arm will move, but the throttle won't, and it could be wide open. So you think it's on closed throttle for tick over, but actually inside it's not. It's open, and you know you'll fire it up, and you think it's on tick over, but it ain't, and it go and it'll rev up, and it can trick you. So you've got to be just sometimes if you're not sure on it, just take the air filter off and have a look at the physical butterfly in there, and it'll tell you exactly what the crack is with that. That's literally all you got to do. Anyway, let's see if I can get away with using this cable tie again. If not, I'll just have to put a new one on. We'll get rid of that and I'll put a new cable tie on. Fantastic. Right, so let's look at radio gear. Now it just so happens that I've got some radio gear here. Now with these ones, these are, you have to hold them like a dead mouse. Hold them by the antenna like this, like a dead mouse, and just place it in there. Now that's perfect. So let me just go and get the transmitter and we'll get this going. Right, battery wise, the only battery that I've got spare at the moment is cable tied to this thing because it come off a Marder. It's off an FG. It's what they call it, Trinergy 1700 milliamp hour, 6.6 volts. Yeah, it's one of those Li-Fi batteries. Really cool, like them, really good batteries. I'm not going to unzip it, so we'll just leave it on there for a minute. So let's do this properly. This receiver should already be bound to this transmitter because I was using it in the Marder. But I've got full FG radio gear now, so I'm going to use the FG radio gear in the FGs, if that makes any sense to you. Oh, Johnny boy. So that one goes in there. That's for the back tray. This one is string. Pretty sure that is that way around, is it? I'm going to put it that way around anyway, just to see what happens. And that one can go in there. Let's attach the battery. Hello there, battery. Oh, Manuel. I can hear Manuel in the background there, singing songs. I-ho, I-ho, FG4. There we go. That means FG 4-wheel drive. Turn it on. Huh. You cock. Put the plugs in around the wrong way. I've done that on purpose, just for fun. Throttle, blimey, it pulls the radio tray off. And we've got brakes, bloody good brakes. Jesus Christ, we've got to change that end stop. Where's end stops? End point, channel 1, channel 2. No. There we go. 62% is full throttle. 62% is full throttle. Right, but the trim, throttle trim. Okay, so what we need to do, let me zoom in a little bit so you can see this, because you might be interested in this kind of stuff if you're not interested in the rest of it. So what it is, I've got it on -60 at the moment because the throttle This is where we need to take this filter off again. So we're not quite getting full, so that we can adjust that with the end stop. So let's, first of all, what we need to do is we need to set this to 0. So the throttle trim is set, as you can see there, to 0. Alright? 0 on the throttle trim. But that means that we're not getting tick over. We're only getting, tick over is actually a quarter throttle, which is no good for us. Oh, not that one, that one. So let's take off this, and with the throttle the servo centered at 0, we then put this on tick over, right, and then we put it back on again. So now 0 is tick over. Full throttle is indeed full throttle, right? That is wide open. That is tick over when we're on 0. When I put the brakes on, it still does a little thing, but that's all right, because now we've got the throttle set to 0. We've got the servo horn in the middle of the splines. Now we get not that one because it's bloody snapped. Now we go, and what we do is we get a 1.5mm, and we just take that one there and we go back, and that's cock. So now what we need really is a spring on there. There's a spring missing. Have I got throttle springs? Have I got any throttle springs? That one will do the trick. That one will do the trick. Let's undo this. I'm probably going to need this whole linkage at some point and go, oh, there's no spring on it. Well, actually, that's probably going to be too small, but that's all right. I mean, too big. But we can adjust the throttles. Now, the idea of the spring is, well, it just makes things springy. But you'll see when you see what I'm doing. You'll see what I mean, and you'll see the idea of the spring. So that goes back in there. Put that draw back. Right. So come back here, spring. Let's take off this end one here. All right. So when we do brakes, it goes to brake. But it bends that, and we don't want it to bend that because it can snap it off. So let's undo this one. The last thing you want is to snap your throttle arm, because they're a pain in the arse to set up. I hate them. I actually do. I actually do there, Johnny boy. And old Johnny boy says to me, what's going on, Orinoco? And I say, I just don't know. Have you seen any pigeons? Manuel's after them. You know? Crazy. We had a racing pigeon the other day come and land in the conservatory. Right. Let's put a bit of tension on that. I think this spring is going to be a bit too fierce, really. We might have to move the throttle horn, servo horn, round a few spines again. We might have to, but we'll see. A lot of the time, setting the throttle and brakes up is a little bit of trial and error. Right, so we can set the end stop. We can set it in that direction. Right, that's where the brakes are good. 50%, so we go a few more percentage. Right, and it's not, because the spring's there, if you can see that, it's not bending that little throttle arm anymore. Right, but we've still got, the wheels are skidding. What they'll be like actually out in the field when you're driving, I don't know, but you can only work that out when you're actually doing it. So we'll okay that. Now, put this little thing back. This little, I don't know what you call it, collet or something. And stick that back in there. Put that on there. I don't like a lot of slack in my linkages for throttle and brake. Some people like a bit of slack, I don't. I like it to be instant, straight away. Right. But that doesn't bring full throttle now. So, we go back. Hold on. I don't know how to get it to go to bloody... No, that's not it. Hold on. I'm playing around with this transmitter. I don't know how to get it to... No. Oh man, how do you do it? Done it. Right. Bloody thing. Right, so we're on 62. We're on 62 now for throttle, and I don't know whether you can see, but that only goes probably 3/4 of the way open. Right, but we want it to go, we want it to obviously go all the way, so let's change that end stop until we go all the way open. There, that's fully open now, and we're not pulling too hard on that arm. It goes back to tick over, all the way closed. I'm hoping you can see that. I mean, let's see, I'll zoom you in a little bit more perhaps. There you go. I reckon you can probably see that now. So that's tick over, no input. That's full throttle. We get full throttle. Nothing's binding up. It's not pulling too hard on that arm. Let go, goes back to tick over. When we do brakes, the spring tensions, the brakes get pulled, and we have got brakes. We might have to adjust the brakes when we're actually out driving, because there'll be a lot more forces involved when it's actually driving than me just pushing it around on the bench. Nothing's binding up when it's rolling, and I think that's it. Full throttle, tick over. Brakes, let go of the brakes, throttle doesn't move, it stays on tick over. A lot of the trouble people have is that when they do full throttle, they then let go of full throttle, but it doesn't quite go to tick over, it stays revving. The main problem that people have is they do the brakes, they let go of the brakes, and then it opens up the throttle. So they're not actually pushing the throttle, they just let go of the brakes. But it wants to go, it wants to take off without you putting any input. That's just because the linkages are set up wrong. If you look at what I've just done, hopefully you'll have an idea of how to set your linkages up, and you'll be okay. But I'm really excited about this car. I think it's fantastic. Anyway, let's zoom out a little bit now. I need to get an actual battery pack for it. We'll work that out later on. Let's find an aerial tube. Put that there. The battery pack that I get for it will sit down there like that. The aerial is always a little bit tricky on these, but with a little bit of practice you can get it first time. Yes. Okay, there we go. Sometimes it's tricky just to get the last bit in, but we'll get there, we'll get there. I'll go and get a nice little aerial tube for it. Great. What's the failsafe doing? Failsafe is going to brakes. Oh. Well, that's not good, is it? Okay, so the failsafe, another thing quickly to set up the failsafe, goes to brakes, but it ignores, on these fly skies, it ignores your end stop and just goes to maximum, which bends our little throttle arm. We don't want that happening regardless. So we need to set our failsafe. Now, to set the failsafe on this, if I remember correctly, I could be wrong, so many different bloody oh, I've got an Ansman receiver here. I can't bind it to anything. Someone said to me, oh, those, they bind to fly sky. I can't bind it. I can't get it bound to anything for some reason. Yeah, so many different things. I forget a lot of them are different failsafes, but I'm pretty sure if we do the brake, the amount of brakes that we want, and then hold that, that should do it. Yeah, there we go. So the failsafe's now set just to enough brakes where it will just stop the car in motion. I know some of you don't like to set it to brakes. Some of you like to just leave it at a tick over and let it coast along. But I like to put the brakes on. It's the way I was taught, and I get stuck in my ways. So we're leaving it like that. That's going to go in there. That should be able to shut with that like that, hopefully. Happy days. Right, let me have a little look. Let me have a little look in my little drawer of R-clips. I want some little tiny R-clips there, look. To be able to... Ah, what's this little one here? This is a nice little one. Where's the hole? There it is. Is that it? No, hole's that side. There we go. Need a smaller R-clip really, but I think that's the smallest I've got. Haven't got any smaller than that. Yeah, I need those little mini ones that you can get. Haven't got any of them. Anyway, there we go. Now, aerial tubes. Bear with me. When it comes to aerial tubes, I like different colours. I got this purple one that was on a car, on a buggy. It fell over and snapped it, look. It's so I'm just going to cut off the snapped bit. There we go. And now we've got a nice little short one. So that should be just about a nice length. Feed that through there. That goes in there. There we go. Nice little aerial tube. I like that. Happy days. Right. Put this air filter back on. Now, I'm going to give it a clean up. Whether I might get around to that, I don't know. But let's have a look at these body posts. Now, this isn't... It's not what they're designed for. As I said, they're designed... You're supposed to put magnets or Velcro on these, and then the shell goes down. But this is not set up like that. There's already been holes drilled in the shell, so there's no holes drilled in here. So I could get, it means unscrewing stuff then. And what I could do, there's a little hole there, look. Now that goes in. Now what I could do, I won't even have to drill any holes in the side. What I could do, because this is threaded here, it's a long way around it, and I'm not going to do it, but I could demonstrate to you what I could potentially do. It's a hell of a long way, because it means I'd have to unscrew it every single time I want to take the shell off. But what I could do is find a couple of screws that are the right thing. They're not. But you know what I mean, with a wide head like that, this is too big, but it could go in there, and then that would hold the shell on. But I'm not going to do that. That's too many faffing around for me. I'm simply going to go and get a little drill bit, drill a hole there, R-clip goes through, happy days. We're going to go and have a nice life. So bear with me while I go and look through the drill bit selection and get the drill out. Ding, away we go. Right, so I've got a pillar drill. I could take that off, put it in the pillar drill. The whole car itself won't fit in, it won't go underneath it. But I'm going to try and do it with good old hand drill. If it doesn't work, I'll take it all apart, put it on the pillar drill, put it in the clamp. Ding, and there we go. So I think that might be a good size. What is this one? It's a 2mm, that one. Should be able to get an R-clip through a 2mm. So hopefully it doesn't bloody snap on me. Might need to centre punch it actually, just so it goes right in the right place. But we'll find out if it's going to work or not. Here we go. I could remove that one really. Shall I remove that one? Is that going to be in the way? There's many ways I could do this, and I know a lot of you would just take it out, put it in the pillar drill, as I've just taken that one off anyway. But I want to see if I can do it by hand. I'm one of those types of people that likes to try stuff, do you know what I mean? I don't think it's going to work. I think it's going to keep slipping off, but let's try. My giddy aunt, it's worked. It worked. It actually worked. I honestly thought that by doing it by hand it was just going to keep slipping off because it's round, isn't it? But what we've got on our side is that it might be round, but it's also weak. You know, it's not very strong metal. And that is perfect to put an R-clip through. Right, let's do the other side. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this back on because then it'll hold it. If I go that way. What? Bloody way around does it go? Eh? Oh, that way. You cock. You cock. Huh? Who do you think you are, eh? Who do you think you are? Playing around with these cars. You ain't got a clue what you're doing. Ain't got a clue what you're doing. I don't know who you think you are. No, I don't know either. I mean, I ain't got a clue. I just wing it. I just wing it. Wing it and have a good time. That's all I say. Right. We've got to take this one out now, though. Because it's going to be in the way. I know, I've taken it out. I could have put it in the drill press and done it. It would have saved time. But I've taken it out anyway. I'm not saving anything by doing it like this. I know. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Have a nice life. Oh, now this one's wandering. This one is. Oh, this one's wandering. It's doing what I thought the other one was going to do. Haha! Done it. Yes. God, you know when you sit back and you think to yourself, what a cracking day, eh? What a cracking day. There we go. Doing a little grub screw up again. There we go. Now, let's put the shell on. Don't know whether they painted this shell themselves or whether it come like it. I don't know anything about it. Right. I might get some blue R-clips to put on it just so it matches with blue R-clips, matches the shell. But for the time being, we'll use these silver ones. And I could drill a few more holes. You know, that's going to be fine. I don't mind that. That's fine. Right, one of them, another one of them. It goes through there. That goes through there. That one. Look at that. Done. Absolutely perfect. Right, let me pack the drill bits away and do everything, and I'll give you a closer look. Just look at that beauty. Absolutely amazing. Nice purple antenna tube. That does look like it's going to rub a little bit there. Oh no, that's better. Just the way the shell was. That looks alright. We'll have to see how it runs. We'll see what it's like when it's driving. Now I can pick it up. Oops, slip out my hand. Now I can pick it up like that. That looks alright. It might rub a little bit there. I reckon it might be alright. Sweet. Happy days. This is going to be a great little car. Can't wait to get out there and give it a drive. There's my little body, my R-clip body post thing. I have got, and I could put on there now, but I'm saving them. Well, not saving them, I just don't want to put them on if I'm honest. I've got little things, little rubber things that go underneath here. So they fill up that space between the R-clip and the body. So you don't get all that. But that's fine how it is. I'm not that bothered about it. It's absolutely fine. Yeah, there we go. Going to use the Fly Sky transmitter for now. And have a happy life. It runs well. It's got radio gear in it now. Need to sort out a hump pack to put in it. I haven't got any spare ones. They're in all different cars and things, and just doing stuff, basically. Thanks for watching. Thank you again to channel member. And what do I call them? Channel member and channel member 2? Channel member duo. There we go. For sending this to me. It's going to be great. Maybe one day, I might be able to drive it round a fully tarmacked track. Or maybe like a rallycross track. I wonder. Rallycross. This could be the rally car of all rally cars. Who knows? I just don't know. I'll catch you lot on the next one. If you want to enter to win a gift voucher of your choice to any model shop of your choice, there's a link in the description, and you would have seen a little card thing earlier on in the video. It's simple. The more tickets are sold, the more the first prize gift voucher will be worth. Simple as that. The ball's in your court. Yeah. If you all buy a load of tickets, one person's going to win a really hefty voucher, £200 worth, to an RC shop of your choice. Answer, Wheelspin, Model Sport or Model Spot. Yeah, wherever, you know. Second and third guaranteed a tenner voucher to a model shop of your choice. Happy days. Thanks for watching. Take care.